Let's see. Andrew and I are out for a drive. It's kind of started to melt, but we're gaining elevation rapidly. Let's see how icy it is. Here we are in 4 low, locked. Yeah, she's icy. That's at 10 PSI. Here I'm catching up to Andrew after my shenanigans. I have a suspicion tonight will be one of those nights where on roads like this we'll be in 2-wheel drive high, bumping into 4 high for things, and then we're gonna have some wild and wacky spots where it's gonna be 4 low, and like starting to wonder if we need to chain up. It's gonna be an interesting ride. Let's see how icy this is for Andrew, and that's gonna be a 4 high one. Like everybody always says, the hills are always a lot steeper than they look on video. And it's true. That little fisheye, while it looks great, doesn't necessarily show you that much about how steep it is. This is one of those ones that it's not that bad to drive up in the dry. Right now it's kind of ice with kind of a clay mud on it that's, oh, she's real slick. Kind of slick where you can kind of drive it with momentum, but should you stop on a hill and then get out, you're probably going to fall down. Oh, somebody got stuck there. You're probably going to fall down, and then your vehicle, which is probably in 4-wheel drive and parked with the parking brake on, that might even work, and it might start going down the hill without you. All 4 wheels locked and going for it. So you kind of treat it as reasonably treacherous this time of year.
That didn't give me an overwhelming feeling of confidence, but I didn't spin at least.
It was early spring. We got a call that there was a guy out here in a 1-ton Ram that had gotten stuck, and there'd been someone stuck.
I'm fully locked and running 10 PSI, so if we don't make it up here without chains, we're not making it up here.
Oh, we're stubborn. We'll probably put chains on anyhow. Anyways, we went in here and it was like, I think we showed up at about 7 and we were finally out at about 2 or 3 in the morning. It was just, the road was fine until we hit a certain spot here, and then the road had just liquefied and it just sloughed off down the hill. It was nasty. Amazingly, we managed to drive through there without winching. And that was the last spot we went through without having to winch. So we basically winched to this guy, got him, had a hell of a time getting him out. Got him out finally, like 2 vehicles together. So with that 1-ton, we basically had to drag him through just about everything. We'd had a big rain event, I think. So when he went through the first time, it wasn't too bad. When he tried to come back, that's when it all went sideways on him. We've since learned this kind of area out here a lot better, so we know different routes that we can try. This might be where things start to think about getting interesting. I'm trying to remember how far past this. It's not very far past this where that slough is, and even though it obviously isn't going to be as liquefied right now, it's the holes that developed and were made by a bunch of big diesel 1-tons trying to get into it to help the guy who couldn't get in. They never filled in. Like, it never got repaired. There hasn't been any further logging, so the road is just what it is now until there's some resource development out this way. So underneath this really awful spring snow, there's a big hole up here and a straight up and down wall, basically a little cliff in it where the road liquefied to drop. So this will be quite interesting. So the whole time in last year, as we were going to go rescue this 1-ton, Andrew and I were like just driving through here in 2-wheel drive. And we're like, what the hell? Like, this isn't, how is anyone stuck in this? And then we found it. We found the hole and we both went, oh my. And it was nasty even past that point, and even liquefied more after we went through. It was a lot of work. There was some carnage. Yeah, it was a night. It was so bad, Andrew and I stopped at a Petro can to pressure wash ourselves off before we got on the highway because our tires were so full of mud. It was unbelievable. And it's just nasty stuff. It bakes to your exhaust pipe like clay because it is clay. This is all sediment. All of this area is, there's a lot of clay banks and stuff like that because even though you have a valley that's just kind of gashed through the landscape, it originally was a glacial lake. Then it basically drained during the post ice age, and
is that here?
Negative. We're both doing the, is it here? Is it here? We both know that you'll know it when you see it. Anyway, so we have a lot of that sedimentary kind of clay in places in Kamloops. So, yeah, especially out in this area. Oh, it bakes onto your exhaust and it's like free ceramic coating. It's not as pretty. It kind of smells bad. But you know, it's free. What can you ask for? Whew, bumpy. Andrew and I were discussing this, and you might note the tire tracks we're driving in 100% V-bar chains, and they don't look that old.
There's less snow than there was last time I was here, but it's also hard and yucky.
Just up in the distance, you can see the darkness of the hole towards just where the lights reach. This is so boring. So, compared to spring, there's zero traction issues. It's actually beautiful conditions. We're also going later in the day, so they've started to solid up a bit again. I'm doing a long walk back to my Jeep after, hoping to get some good video of Andrew. He was way up there. And let's just say, it's pretty boring. He basically drove up it like he was parking in a flat Walmart parking lot in summer. Not even doing the Jeep thing of parking on the snowbank. Well, now it's my turn to idle up it like it's not even there. Well, now it's my turn.
I feel like if you drove off to this hospital, you made it.
For sure. Here's the big hole. And through it like it's nothing. It's a lot harder when it's liquefied to the point of being what we would describe as quicksand. Which, funny enough, as a kid, you really thought would factor in a lot more in your adult life than it actually does.
Did you even spin a tire?
No, I drove through it like it was nothing.
Yeah, same here. This will be the last time we drive through here like it's nothing, because as soon as it gets to be, well, hey, you can see where I winched myself out right there. That's when I stopped and turned around to go back down because people couldn't make it up the hill, and backed a little bit too far up into the ditch. Or maybe that was it. I don't know, somewhere along here.
It looks like it happened more than once.
Dig your foot right down so you can see that it's
Just to give you an idea of what the snow's like, there's a bit of crust, and then there's up to your,
chin.
pretty close to your knee.
Are you even at the bottom though? Probably.
Oh no, that's just where it happened to break through there. And it's deeper. I'm not wearing the right pants for this right now. I do not have my gaiters on. So that gives you an idea. Now here's Andrew, no chains, but aired down. You want to try to wander to the right, Andrew, and we'll see what your tires do?
To the right or to the left?
You can go to the left if you want, but then I can follow the snowbank again. So let's see him get stuck. So he's at 11 PSI. And while he's going in, look at him drive through that awful spring snow like it's nothing. As long as he doesn't build up too much in front of him, he'll be fine. Just idling, no problem. Able to turn out of it So yeah, if you're in snow or mud or anything, airing down is not just for comfort. It's also about being able to go where you want to go in snow. Okay, he's getting super ambitious now. Oh yeah, still driving like it's nothing. He kind of deserves to get stuck in this. You show off?
That's pretty fun.
I was like, you're definitely getting stuck going up that bank. Nope. Nope. Just fine.
You can actually go up the bank.
Oh, has he finally done it? Has he finally gotten stuck? No. Well, he might have to, I don't know if he's taking another run at it or just backing out of it because he was being too cheeky. Someone is going to see his tire tracks and be like, what the hell was somebody doing? That one on the left is deep. It is very deep. Yeah, usually this time of year you'd be getting stuck like crazy. So there you go. Heavy front engine diesel. Air down. He's 11 PSI. I'm at about 10 with the, realistically we can get down in the single digits. Oh, he's finally done it to himself. Has he finally done it? No. Just gonna back out of it. Let's go watch. Yeah, backs out like it's not a thing. What a guy. Here's Andrew having to wonder if he's got clearance.
Now, if I had the rooftop tint on, I'd
Maybe, but you'd probably be very close to scuffing the paint. And I'm pretty sure I'm shorter than you, so I think I'll be fine. But again, with the rooftop tent, no. I also don't feel like firing up a chainsaw right now. And under the Widowmaker we go. Last thing you want to do is bump those buggers and find out that there is barely anything holding it up. And then you've got a tree on top of your car. Hopefully not crushing your roof. And that is going to be a long day to get that sucker off. At least we're equipped for it, but still, like I said, I don't really want to deal with it if I don't have to. This is looking like...
There are some big mud rocks underneath me right now.
Don't want to get in the wrong spot here. Starting to feel a little porky for this trail. It's still doable. We're just hoping it doesn't dead end like it shows it does. It's kind of had enough traffic on it that we figure it might not. We will find out. Here he comes. Oh, I've stood in the deep spot. I don't know if it's going to show up, but you can see we're under the high tension power lines here. We're just taking the power line road. We had to kind of break trail a bit to get to this part of it. Looks traveled only because there have been snowmobiles on it, and yep, there's deeper stuff. Good thing we got momentum going downhill. Hopefully we don't have to come back up. It's not that much deeper than that, though, judging by the grass. Come on.
Yeah, we're definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think we'll have one long steep hill that cuts across this, and then we'll be onto the road to McLaughlin. This is the hill, isn't it?
You don't take a peek.
Okay. fast as necessary. That's a good saying when you're starting to get into hills. Of course, as per usual, it looks like not much on video. And it's not too bad. It's not something you'd be too worried about in summer. Until later here. Later it gets steeper. Sometimes you kind of think about in summer. Mainly you just downshift because you don't want to warm up the brakes too much if you don't have to. In winter you suddenly become a little bit more hypersensitive.
Well, I had a little pucker moment.
For me, I was in low range and that made it slide, and I was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I popped it from second into first, and it went to basically at about 10 o'clock, and I continued to move straight.